Good morning. My name's Scott Harper, President of the Greater Conroe, Lake Conroe Area Chamber of Commerce. I would like to welcome you to our show, Chamber Chat, where your host, Cassandra, our Director of Membership Development, will update you on all the Chamber's events and programs this month. I hope you find this information beneficial and look forward to seeing you at one of our next events.
Good morning and welcome to Chamber Chat, the morning radio show where I chat with the hosts and speakers of our monthly Chamber events. I am your host, Cassandra Roshan, the Director of Membership Development for the Greater Conroe, Lake Conroe Area Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber is a nonprofit organization with the mission of serving the Conroe, Willis, Montgomery, and the Woodlands communities to improve economic development and quality of life. The Chamber is made up of over 1,000 members of these business communities. The Chamber provides various monthly networking events, educational seminars, cost-effective marketing opportunities, as well as finds ways to give back to the communities we serve. The Chamber has been in business for over 80 years. Of course, the purpose of this show is to inform listeners of the monthly events at the Chamber. Each month, guests will be brought on to talk about what's happening in the Chamber and encourage listeners to get involved and mark their calendars for these events. Each month, the Chamber offers 2 free lunch and learn sessions, a networking breakfast, business after hours, membership luncheon, as well as many other special events throughout the year. I will give you a rundown of all programs and events for the month, as well as interviews our speakers and hosts of these events. Today's show, we have Natalie Dean with Corporate Incentives and Helena, I don't even know if I know your last name, Helena.
It's McCowan.
McCowan. There we go. With Express Employment Professionals. So we're going to dive right in. We have, of course, we're in 2014 and we kicked off our Young Professionals, and we have a lunch this week, and we'll be at Lone Star College in Conroe this Thursday, June 5th from 11:30 to 1. And this is a free event and one you definitely won't want to miss. We have 4 panelists coming in to speak to our Young Professionals. We have Mike Riggins, who is the HR Director for the City of Conroe, Danielle Shiner, the Deputy Director for Economic Development Council, George Wagner, President of First National Bank, and Rob Custer, Senior Director of Project Management for Consolidated Communications. So, Natalie, I know you've been to a couple of our different speaker presentations, so have you found those beneficial? How so?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I mean, if you're like me, you're always eager to learn about the success and even possible failures that others have had in their professional lives that have kind of gotten them to where they are today. So in turn, I'm always able to have great takeaways from hearing their stories. So I think that the speaker presentations are a wonderful opportunity to do just that. Each one I've attended has been really interesting and interactive, and you're able to ask questions, and it's just it's a really fun time.
And I think that it's much more beneficial to learn, like you were saying, about the failures of people as opposed to the success, because you can then skip that portion in your life and you can learn from someone else what their kind of hiccups were, and know not to go down those routes. So what speakers have you gone to so far?
I'm going to forget her last name, but Gigi.
Oh, Gigi Woodruff?
Yes, that was the most recent one I went to, and she was just great. I think y'all are going to have her again.
Yeah, possibly. She will be here. I know she's in December, and then she's another one in the fall.
Yeah, she was funny and just really dynamic, and I just really, really enjoyed her.
Yeah, it was funny. I told her before we got in there, like, Young Professionals, a lot of times people are like, oh, they're wild, crazy, da-da-da. And then it's kind of a quiet group because it is new.
She had to kind of pull it out.
And she's that kind of person where she likes a lot of interaction. And so I told her beforehand, I said, just so you know, they're not going to be really forthcoming with questions. You're really going to have to pull things out of them. And so she thought that was kind of funny being with such a young group. But, when it's new and everyone's kind of getting used to each other and kind of figuring out the norms. But so, again, we have the panel speaking about how they got where they are and what they've learned along the way. So how did both of you end up where you are currently working at?
Well, this is Helena. I actually worked for another company for 10 years, and after that 10 years, I retired with them and took a few months off, and decided I was bored. And so I
I don't picture you being someone who just takes time off indefinitely.
No. I was very bored, and so I submitted my resume out to Express just to see what was open. And after talking with one of the ladies in one of the offices, she decided that she wanted to interview me for one of their outside rep positions.
Oh, awesome.
And the rest is history.
Yeah. That's awesome. So, Natalie, how did you get to Corporate Incentives?
Well, mine started back at the rodeo in, I think, 2012. We were watching Jason Aldean, and I ended up meeting kind of goes along with country music, radio.
That's right.
And I met the vice president of my company there, and she just we just kind of hit it off. And a couple of months later, she was looking for an outside salesperson, and I was kind of looking to make a change. And so we got in contact, and that's kind of the rest is history for me. So I've been with Corporate Incentives since.
That's awesome. So both of you are outside sales. Mm-hmm. I mean, how does that work for you? How do you guys go out and get your clients being outside rather than sitting in the office?
I mean, for me, it's doing a lot of, community involvement, just networking, meeting people. So these types of events that we're talking about here today are great ways to make new contacts.
Absolutely. I would agree with the networking part. It's a big portion of my job, as well as knocking on doors constantly. And that's good for me because I'm one of the type of people that can't be stuck in an office. It drives me crazy. Yeah. I always like to be out talking to people and meeting new people and, just telling them about what I do.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and you never know, whether you're at a community event, networking event, wherever, out grocery shopping, you never know who may be a customer.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's important. So during your professional career so far, what's the biggest lesson that you've learned?
Mine would kind of go back to your last point is that, you never know who you're going to meet, and always just be open-minded and open to new possibilities because something might just open up for you that you wouldn't have otherwise had the opportunity to happen.
Absolutely. I would agree. Tell everybody what you do. You never know. I have a neighbor that I was telling him what I do, and they were looking for different positions. So we've been able to help them out. So talking to people constantly in the grocery stores, just walking the dog, out and whenever I'm on work hours, quote unquote.
Yeah.
I'm always talking about it, and it seems to work.
Well, and I think especially being outside sales, and I get this from even being in the chamber because I live down in the Woodlands area and we have a lot of members down there. But so even when you're out, on a Saturday, Sunday, running to Home Depot or whatever, I always run into someone I know from the community, a chamber member, this and that. And I was actually just at a breakfast this morning and there was someone talking about, first impressions and how you always have to be on. Mm-hmm. And I think that's especially true if you are in outside sales. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know all the time, I'm like, okay, I've replacing something in the bathroom and I don't have makeup on and whatever. I just run to Home Depot, get what I need. And then, of course, that's when I see someone
Absolutely.
that I know.
Absolutely.
And they don't even recognize me. They're like, oh, Cassandra.
Yeah, and I think especially, too, if you're really passionate about what you do, it kind of comes naturally.
Yeah.
So you might not have to even as much so be on as just that you love what you do and you like to talk about it with people and it just kind of comes up, in a natural sense. So
yeah,
that's
absolutely. I agree. Well, I'm very excited for our panel that we have. Do you guys know anyone on the panel personally?
I do not, so I'll be very interested to hear.
Yeah, I don't know anyone on the panel either.
Well, all the more reason to go.
Definitely.
And we're going to be at Lone Star College now. We were at Margarita and Peppers, and we moved to the chamber. With the size of the group, we outgrew Margarita and Peppers very quickly. Okay. So very excited about that. So again, Lone Star College here in Conroe. We will have lunch, and that is provided complimentary. I haven't ordered yet. Is there any requests?
Not for me. I trust your judgment. Just
Absolutely.
Food is food. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Food is food.
If you have any suggestions, let me know. But again, this Thursday, June 5th at Lone Star College here in Conroe from 11:30 to 1. You can register online, conroe.org, or you can call me at 936-538-7107. We are going to take a short break, and when we come back, we are going to be talking about our networking breakfast. So stay with us.
Howdy, folks. Cable Smith, host of the Lone Star Outdoors Show, inviting you to join me Saturday mornings from 7 to 8 on Lone Star Internet Radio for Texas' premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor talk show. So pour yourself another cup of coffee and pull up that stool a little closer to the old campfire, because if you can catch it or kill it in Texas, we're going to talk about it. That's right. Bucks and ducks, gobblers, monster bass, redfish, trout, and a whole lot more. Plus, you never know what outdoor celebrity is going to drop by, from Phil the Duck Commander Robertson to fishing legend Bill Dance or everybody's favorite uncle Ted Nugent. Heck, we might even mix in an interview and hear some brand spanking new Texas music from one of your favorite Texas musicians like Robert Earl Keen, Brandon Ryder, or the honky-tonk kid himself, Aaron Watson. Loved or hated but never ignored, it's the Lone Star Outdoors Show with me, Cable Smith, Saturday mornings from 7 to 8 right here on Lone Star Internet Radio on irlonestar.com.
You're listening to Lone Star Internet Radio now for your daily weather report. Today is Tuesday, June 3rd, 2014. Today's weather forecast, there's a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms today, partly sunny with a high near 91. Later tonight, it'll be mostly cloudy with a low around 71.
This weather forecast is brought to you by Donawick Public Relations. You've seen the billboards? That's right, wicked publicity. Contact them today at 832-326-1965 and visit wickedpublicity.com.
SPCA PetSnap of Montgomery County is a 501c3 all-volunteer-based rescue and adoption organization with a no-kill policy for healthy and adoptable animals. Our name states what we believe: Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. People eliminate the suffering. Spay, neuter, adopt, please. We rescue abandoned, abused, or homeless animals, do whatever is needed to make them healthy and happy, and then we find them loving forever homes. We envision a county where every companion animal finds a permanent and compassionate home, where communities are enriched by the special bond between people and animals, where cruelty no longer exists, and where every home practices responsible pet ownership. You can contact us at www.spcaofmc.com. The SPCA PetSnap of Montgomery County encourages you to think adoption first.
And welcome back to Chamber Chat, the monthly radio show where I, Cassandra Roshan, the Director of Membership Development for the Greater Conroe Lake Conroe Area Chamber of Commerce, let you know all about the upcoming events for the month. And of course, we're here with Natalie and Helena talking about all of our upcoming events. We just talked about our Young Business Professionals Network, and now we're on to breakfast. So I know, right? Extra yum. We are going to be at Cilantro's in Willis. And of course, that is going to be the second Wednesday of the month, June 11th, from 7:30 to 9 a.m. for all you early risers. I think both of you have been to the breakfast before. Is that right?
Yes.
You morning people?
Not
When you
really,
have to be?
but whenever I have to be, I am.
I know I usually am. As long as there's coffee, I'm good. Then I can handle that. But what's both of your favorite parts about the breakfast since you've both done it before?
Well, I think the networking breakfast because, once you feel like people have their coffee and get their eyes open, they're ready to kind of mingle. Their day hasn't started. There hadn't been any crises yet in their business place. They haven't had 100 emails. So they're ready to kind of talk and mingle, and it's a great way to network.
I agree with you completely. It's a good start to the day. You get your coffee, you get your breakfast, and you have so many people there to talk to, and the people are just really nice. And so it's always a good time just to chat and get to know people and what they do, and I like it.
Yeah, I like it because you have, you get to hear from each person individually for that, 60 seconds when they do their elevator speech. And then also for the business owner, you have the captive audience. So you can give an update of if you're running a promotion or if you're hiring for a certain position or, whatnot. So it's just a good way to get different updates and have a captive audience of 50, 60 people all at one time, as opposed to some of the other ones where it's just kind of more mix and mingle. So I agree. And I always recommend it for our new members if they don't really know anyone yet. That's a good place to kind of see, who's who and who does what.
Absolutely.
So definitely. And so, of course, I said we're going to be at Cilantro's in Willis, and we'll have, eggs and bacon, potatoes, of course, tortillas and pico. So when you guys have, I never had a breakfast taco until I moved to Texas. I never heard of that concept before. We didn't have them up north. But do you guys put them all together to make a breakfast taco, or are you
I do.
want it separately?
I am not a separate kind of eater. I just throw it all onto one plate, and it doesn't bother me if things touch.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, my daughter's the same way. She freaks out how I make my plates. It's a taco. I'm from
All
Texas.
going in the same place.
Yeah, exactly. It's all going in the same
Yeah, but
plate.
it tastes different.
And sometimes that's okay.
It's going to take a couple more years in Texas to get
Right.
used
So
to
then
it.
do you take your mashed potatoes and you put the corn and the gravy and everything all on it?
No, that's just crazy.
Okay.
No.
See, I know people that do that too. And I think that's gross.
No, just a regular old taco.
Yep.
All right. Well, there'll be all that stuff so you can make your breakfast taco. And I'll have mine separate. So we'll have a mix of both, I'm sure. And so, of course, again, we're going to be at a Mexican restaurant. So what's kind of I take it you both like Mexican, being
absolutely.
in Texas. It's kind of a staple down here. What's your favorite Mexican, go-to Mexican food?
I'm from West Texas, and I love green chili. They don't have that here, except for like maybe a month or two in the fall. And so every time I go back home to Lubbock, it's give me my green chilies.
Is that like the hatch chili? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah.
And you just can't find it here.
No, only a certain time of year.
Yes. So that's my favorite. And of course, you can't get it down in the Houston area. It's very random whenever you find places that offer it. But really just any kind of Tex-Mex. If anybody throws out, hey, do you want to go have Mexican food? I'm all in.
No specific menu.
No.
Whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah, I didn't grow up eating as much Mexican food. My parents are from South Louisiana, so I kind of grew up with a different type of cultural taste. But as I got into college and, afterwards, I really started liking Mexican food. But I just like a good fajita dish, like just all the mix and match of things with the vegetables and the meat and roll those up. That's my favorite probably.
Yeah, and fajitas are the healthier option as well.
They
which
are.
is good.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm kind of obsessed with enchiladas. I go in spurts. Cheese enchiladas are right now my thing. I don't know why. But I feel like Mexican's kind of one of those things. They're really all the same. It's just, it's always a tortilla and cheese and meat. It's just, do you want it rolled up or do you want it flat out? Or however you want that. So being from Louisiana and growing up with that food, then what's kind of your favorite dish there?
I'm born and raised in Texas, but yes, my parents were from South Louisiana. So, oh my gosh, tons of things. I always say that in my hometown, the best place to eat is on my mom's, in my mom's kitchen table because it's just so good. But I would say just go like rice and gravy, just roast beef, like cooked a certain way that she makes it with all the spices and just rice and gravy and I guess most people would say crawfish and etouffee and all that, which I do love, but just my mom's like Thanksgiving dinners and Christmas dinners are the very best. I would invite everybody over to eat if I could.
There you go. What's the address?
Exactly.
Okay.
I'll be there.
I'll write it down. I'll slip it to you.
So then does the traditional food that she does it have that Cajun flair to it?
Definitely. I mean, it's going to be it's going to have a lot more authentic spices, a lot of garlic, a lot of, cayenne, onions, bell peppers, kind of the trinity that you use in most of those dishes. So I'm learning. I'm getting a little bit better.
So you cook them as well?
Oh yeah, I'm a big cook. I like to cook a lot. So, some of her dishes, it's always good, but it's just not quite mom's. But I think that's hard for everybody,
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree. So then do you do like the crawfish boils and all that stuff too?
I've never made crawfish myself, but I make a heck of a gumbo, I will say. I actually won first place at an event in the Woodlands the Muddy Trails event.
Yeah.
They had a crawfish cook-off, and they did like a side dish that you could bring in a Cajun dish. And I have to pat our team on the back. We got #1 Cajun dish.
Awesome. So what was it? What kind of gumbo was it?
Just chicken and sausage.
Yeah, I can do the chicken and sausage. I'm not like a shellfish seafood person.
Yeah, it's harder, I think, with seafood. I've never really loved seafood gumbo as much as I just like the real good sausage and the chicken. I just think it's good.
Yeah, that's definitely my favorite. And when I went to New Orleans for the first time this past October, loved it. New Orleans was one of my favorite places.
Definitely.
It was amazing.
The best.
Especially Café du Monde.
Oh,
I went there.
Yeah.
A lot, at like 4 a.m. It was amazing.
What have you been doing, Cassandra?
We were sightseeing.
Seeing museums?
Yeah, exactly. I had to go to museums. Although we did do a ghost tour, which was
cool.
awesome because it was really historical, and I learned that's probably where I learned the most. But anyway, back on food. I had a hard time finding things to eat really that I would like because I'm just not. Everything was kind of like the seafood, crawfish. But it was just not my thing.
Well, you gotta at least try it, and if you don't like it, move on.
That's right.
But
so that's why my boyfriend was all about it because he loves crawfish.
I do too.
How though? Because it's so small and there's so little meat. Like you have to have.
Well, that's why you gotta get some big ones.
Yes,
You
and
gotta
you
find the
get
big
tired
ones.
of peeling them before you're full, for sure.
Right.
But just the flavor of it, it's excellent.
So do you suck the heads then?
Yes.
I refuse to answer. Sometimes.
No, what's great too is if you have a crawfish boil and then you have the leftover crawfish, you can make a heck of a etouffee and like put them. If you did a seafood gumbo, there's lots of things you can do with them. So we're gonna teach you, Cassandra.
I don't know.
We're gonna get you on board.
I feel bad for them. When I was with HEB and I go through it like store walks and whatnot, or do tours, you know, it's crawfish season. I'd always see like the little crawfish, they'd escape and they'd be running down the aisle.
Oh no!
Oh,
I wanted to save them, but
Of course you did.
I know. To keep them as pets. So you said you cook too, Helena, right?
Yeah, I do.
What kind of stuff do you cook?
I'm Southern style cooking, for sure. You know, it's nothing
Chicken
healthy.
fried chicken?
Chicken fried steak. My daughter freaks out about my chicken fried steak. So I always make so much extra because she will eat on it. It's always better the next day. Hey, come on
we need
over.
to have a potluck lunch at the chamber.
We do.
Everybody bring your best dish.
That's
Very
a great
good.
idea.
I like that.
Fun.
Yeah, yes. And I'm hungry, so that kind of works out really well. We didn't plan this very well. We all should have just brought our own signature dish. We could have had it on air, but
I would have.
next time. Yeah, I really like chicken fried steak.
I love it.
That's good stuff. I
Any
wish it was
kind of
good for
Southern
you.
food, just fattening food, that's my jam.
That's your jam.
That's my jam.
Well, I don't know how to cook. Well, I know how to cook. I just don't enjoy it. I don't like the chopping and the dicing and the
That's
preheating
me.
shenanigans. So you guys can cook. I'm more of a baker, so I'll bring the dessert.
Perfect.
There we go.
How about
It's
that?
done.
Balance. Very good. Well, you know, that we went from networking to Mexican food to etouffee. So,
food.
hey, however it
Planning a
works.
potluck.
Yes, the potluck. And so we're going to have Thanksgiving with Natalie and her family.
Yep.
Perfect.
And then we're going to go have chicken fried steak with Helena. Perfect. Check. Well, again, we are going to have breakfast on Wednesday, June 11th, from 7:30 to 9 a.m. for all the early risers, and there will be coffee. Don't worry, to wake you up at Cilantro's in Willis. And of course, you can register for this event on our website, conroe.org, or you can call the chamber office. The number is 936-756-6644. And of course, look forward to seeing you at that event. We will take a short break, and when we come back, we will hear all about our business after hours.
At Jazzy Junk, volunteers reclaim, restore, and recycle. Jazzy Junk is a non-profit resale storefront where you will discover wonderful, unique finds at very affordable prices on furniture, antiques, books, art, home decor, and more. When you shop Jazzy Junk, you support New Danville, a community for adults with developmental disabilities. We receive new donations daily, so plan a visit to Jazzy Junk today to find that perfect item or gift. Our motto is here today, gone today. So remember to hurry in and shop often for the best selection. Jazzy Junk is located in the outlets at Conroe on League Line Road and I-45 North. Call 936-441-4500 or visit our website, jazzyjunk.org. That's Junque for more information and store hours.
This is Rick Schisler, the host of the Weekly Business Hour. Have you ever thought about maybe, possibly, even considering LASIK? Then call my friends at Man Eye Institute, 1-800-MY-VISION, and talk to them about a free LASIK consultation. The thing about Man Eye Institute is they want their patients to be happy. That's their number one goal. Whether you decide to have LASIK, if you decide to have another procedure, if you decide to wait, whatever it is, the folks at Man Eye Institute want you to be happy and informed and comfortable with your decision. That's why I never hesitate to recommend a free LASIK consultation for anyone who's even thinking about maybe getting LASIK. 1-800-MY-VISION is the Man Eye Institute number because you get to walk through the process, have a thorough eye exam, and have all your questions answered. Before you leave Man Eye, you'll know exactly what your options are, and you can make the right decision for you. So don't hesitate. Call Man Eye Institute now for a free LASIK consultation at one of their 9 Houston and Austin area offices, including right here in the Woodlands. 1-800-MY-VISION. That's 1-800-698-4746. Discover more right now when you visit maneye.com about the benefits of LASIK eye surgery.
Hello, Hello, I'm Bonita DeRosa, Animal Control Officer for the City of Willis. We invite you to tune in to Lone Star Internet Radio every first and third Thursday of the month at 11 a.m. for the Willis Hour. On the first Thursday of the month, the Willis Hour will be covering upcoming events and news about the city. Join in the conversation with your city officials and other leaders in the community. On the third, we will be doing a recap of the last City Council meeting. The mission of the City of Willis is to provide high-quality services, accountability, and professional commitment to our citizens. We pledge to provide those who live, work, and visit our city an effective government that is open and responsive to the needs and values of the community. Again, we invite you to tune in on Lone Star Internet Radio every first and third Thursday of the month at 11 for the Willis Hour.
And welcome back to Chamber Chat, the monthly radio show where I, Cassandra Roshan, the Director of Membership Development for the Greater Conroe Lake Conroe Area Chamber of Commerce, let you know all about the upcoming events for the month. And of course, we're back with Natalie with Corporate Incentives and Helena with Express Employment. We just talked all about the breakfast at Cilantro's in Willis, and now I know where to go when I need some good food because both these ladies cook. And now we're going to dive into our business after hours, which is our largest networking event. And that will be at K-Star Radio in Montgomery. Sorry, Dick. Hope I can say that on the radio. On Thursday, June 19th from 5 to 7. So if you're not a morning person to go to the breakfast, you can come party with us at the after hours. And, of course, K-Star is a country radio station. So are either of you into country music?
Yes, love country music.
Who's your go-to artist? I know you went to the rodeo and saw Jason Aldean, which is how you ended up where you are.
I'm loving Miranda Lambert right now. Obviously, she's from East Texas, and kind of right up the road from where I'm from. And she's from Lindale. I'm from Longview, so it's kind of right down the road. And so I've always been following her and her career, and she's just great. She can sing her butt off, and she can write, and it's just a total package to me.
Mm-hmm. Did you go? Because she was at the Pavilion. Right, recently? Was that Miranda?
I don't know. If she was, I didn't.
Because I'm pretty sure I went. I think it was her with Dierks Bentley.
Probably.
Yep. So, yes. Yeah.
Fiery Blonde.
Yeah, she put on a good show. She did. Who's your favorite artist?
I am a huge Cody Canada fan. So, Cross Canadian Ragweed, all the way to The Departed. I love them. I always have. I always will. I love Texas country, but my father was a musician. And so I was raised to appreciate all kinds of different music. Mm-hmm. So my daughter calls my iPod the schizophrenic iPod because it has everything from, Korn to Jason Aldean to, Ella Fitzgerald. There's everything on there.
That is really cool. So I don't really know a whole lot about country music. I'm kind of figuring that out since I moved here. So I always like to hear who people's favorite artists are so then I can Spotify and kind of see, okay, who's good, who's not. But I love the rodeo. Like, I love rodeo season. So anytime that I get tickets to go to the rodeo, I'm there. And obviously a lot of them are country artists. So that's how I learned about Jason Aldean because 2 years ago, I went and saw him there. And he put on an amazing show. And I actually knew one of the songs, so I was...
very proud of yourself.
Yes, I was very impressed, and so I kept asking him to play it again, and he didn't. So, and then this past year, I went to Luke Bryan. Mm-hmm. I like Luke Bryan now.
He's good.
He's nice to look at too.
Yeah, and actually, when I was checking out at HEB the other night, the People magazine had the hottest country men in country music, and he was on the cover.
Yeah, I think he beat out Blake Shelton this year.
Mm-hmm. He did. I would concur. So, and isn't Blake Shelton? Is he the one that's married to Miranda?
Yes, he is.
Oh, so then are you a Blake Shelton fan?
I am. I think he's adorable, and he's hilarious too. If you
really
watch him on any, on The Voice and any of his interviews, he's a really funny guy.
Yeah,
so I can appreciate that.
And he's in the pizza commercials now, right?
Is he?
Is him?
I haven't seen it.
I'm pretty sure. Because then
cool.
he's like,
I've seen him in some commercial. I can't think of what it is.
And he's like, you have to believe me, I'm famous or something. So yes, he is very funny. Very, very funny. Well, very good. So I always have a question for people that are into country because I don't really feel like she is country. What's your take on Taylor Swift?
I think she's very smart. Whatever she's doing working, she should keep it up.
Yeah.
Do you consider her country?
She's crossover. Yeah. She can be country. She can be pop.
Yeah.
Is that like a totally different category then? Is crossover from country? Are those two different things?
I don't know. 'Cause I would kind of think they're one and the same. You know, she just found a way to do well in both audiences, and so I think they love her for both types of music. So, you know, I like her stuff. I mean, I'm sure I would like it a whole lot more if I was 14 or 15. But, you know, I can appreciate it, and she's done very well for herself. So good job, Taylor.
Yeah, she has. She definitely, like you said, whatever she's doing well.
It's working.
Working. Awesome. And I know both of you have been to the after hours events before as well. So what's your favorite thing about the after hours?
The alcohol.
Cocktails.
Yes, it's a very fun event.
That always loosens people up. That's
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Because, you know, that's, like I said, that's our largest event. We'll have usually 100, 125 people there. And free food, free drinks. So that definitely gets people a little bit more loose and want to mix and mingle and whatnot. So, okay, that's what we know we like about is the drinks, which are always good. So what advice would you give to, like, a new member or someone who's never been to an after hours before that, you know, wants to come and doesn't know anyone yet?
Just come. You know, you have nothing to lose. We've all been there. We've all been the first person to go to a networking event that doesn't know anybody, and it seems like everyone knows everybody, and it's very intimidating, but there's no reason that you won't meet people, that you won't have something in common, that you won't be able to have a good conversation with a couple of people. I always walk away with a couple of new contacts, and that's great. So, you know, like I said, we've all been there, but it'll be a really good thing, and you'll be glad you came.
Definitely.
You know, in the past, I like to... You can tell the people that haven't been because they're over in the corner, they're kind of shy. I like to go and introduce myself to those people just because I've been there. I've been in that corner going, oh boy, here we go. You know, there's 100 people here and everyone knows each other. So I like to introduce myself and just get to know that person and go from there and help introduce them to other people. That way they're a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I think that's one thing that our chamber does very well, and I hear that time and time again, is that, you know, if you're new, you don't know anyone, if you walk in and someone doesn't recognize you, there will be people that come up and say, oh, hi, I'm Caroline Mason, Whetstone Printing. You know, they want to meet those new folks. And so you'll definitely not be stuck by yourself. People will come up to you, but don't be afraid to break on in there and start conversations as well. People, you know, it's all about meeting new people and new faces, and so that's a good way to do it. So if, you know, what would you say are the networking basics that you think everybody should know when attending an after hours or really any networking event?
I would say you have to be on, quote unquote on. You have to have the smile, you know, and be inviting to have people talk to you. You know, if you go in with the ugly face, you know, nobody's going to want to talk to you. Oh, she's in a bad mood. You always have to have your smile on and just be willing to have conversations with different people that are in the room and just open up, you know, different doors that way.
Yeah, I would agree. How about for you, Natalie?
Yeah, and I would just say go in with a positive attitude and,
you
know, an open mind. Don't sweat it and just be yourself, you know. I mean, you know what you do. You know how to kind of promote your business, and so just talk to people about that. And, you know, the good thing that always comes out of those conversations typically is things outside of work too, and you can really connect on a different level and form true and lasting friendships, hopefully, within your community, and that's kind of the most important thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. I think, especially with the after hours, because like you're saying, you have more one-on-one time, whereas like at the breakfast, it's kind of, you just sit and you listen to everybody, so you kind of get to know names and faces, but the after hours is a really good opportunity to get to know people on a deeper level. Yes. And so you'll get to have conversations with people that aren't just about business. It's about family and dogs and kids and vacations. And
know what happened Tuesday. And,
you know. Exactly.
Glad the week's almost over.
And you start seeing some of the same people over and over again. And so it's a good time to kind of follow up and be like, oh, hey, last month you were... your daughter was getting married. How'd that go? And so it's a good time to kind of check in and just see how things are going as well.
Sure, very much so.
And so also, K-Star is doing a simulcast for our fireworks on the 4th of July over Lake Conroe. So we want to thank them for that. Are you guys going to be watching fireworks on the 4th? Because it's on a Friday this year.
Gosh, I haven't even thought about it.
I know, well, June's here. I mean, that's like
Friday?
That's
awesome.
It's on a Friday.
That is awesome.
It's been a long weekend.
Yes.
Yay, cool. I have no idea. Maybe that would be awesome. I love watching fireworks.
Because you're down in the Woodlands, right, Natalie?
Yeah.
So, and I know that the Woodlands CVB does fireworks down there.
I like to kind of shoot my own too. I like a good Roman candle.
Not in the limits, though.
Not in the limits at all. Sorry. Again, I'm thinking back in hometown where I could.
We do not promote illegal activities on the radio show.
Edit that part.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Shooting off your own fireworks is always fun. I always do that for New Year's.
Yeah.
And I remember, because that's not for New Year's. Well, fireworks are illegal in Minnesota, so you can't shoot them off unless it's like sparklers. But I remember I moved here and everybody, Christmas and 4th of July. And Christmas, 4th of July, New Year. Oh, yeah. There's fireworks dance all over the place. And I remember stepping outside at, for New Year's Eve, and it was like, I thought there was like a war going on.
It's a competition. Who can have the most fireworks going?
Oh, yes. I learned that when I bought my house, my subdivision. It's all about who has the biggest bang.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I'm excited that it's out at the lake. Anytime there's something out at Lake Conroe, I like to be involved. I love the lake. Mm-hmm. It's a gorgeous lake. It's very busy, so I try not to go out on holiday weekends, but it's beautiful. Mm-hmm. It's absolutely beautiful. I was raised in the deserts of West Texas, so trees and water is something that I absolutely love.
Yeah.
And I always want to be close to some sort of lake, wherever I'm at.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's always fun to go out, just sit out on the boat, lay on the beach, whatever.
Absolutely.
I definitely agree with that. And our lake is finally full.
Yay.
Yeah.
So.
Which is such a contrast from just a few years ago. It was heartbreaking to drive by the lake and see the water levels so low and knowing that there weren't any ramps that you could get the boat out on. And now you drive by it and it's gorgeous. It's full. It's very active. It's a great lake.
Yeah, we're definitely lucky to have that asset in the area. So do you guys do any, lakes and whatnot? Do you guys do any water sports or do water skiing or jet skiing or?
Not anymore. Playing ball for so many years, I kind of messed up my joints pretty good. So it's really difficult for me to do any kind of skiing or things like that. Give me a tube, I will love it.
Yeah, I'm a tuber.
Yeah.
Me too. Water skiing is difficult. I just want to get out there and go.
Yes, and it is so difficult. It's like...
The one I'd like to learn is the boarding, like wakeboarding. Waterboarding. See, I don't even know what to call it. But I've tried, and it's hard. It's really hard. I haven't figured out, the whole process of how to get up. But, that would be fun to learn.
I've done boogie boarding, so you just have to get on your knees.
Exactly.
That's easier.
Although it's kind of scary when you turn over and you're strapped in and you have to try to figure out how to roll over. Ugh. So yeah, I'm a tuber.
Yes.
Try to go that way.
I agree.
Yes, I prefer the flat tubes. They have the ones you can sit in, but I always lay on top of it. So then if there's a big hole in it, then I dip, and it's just complicated. So you need a flat one.
Mm-hmm.
Either one. Really.
As long as you're going, you don't care.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. If I'm out on the water, I'm good. So.
Then Helena is happy. Well, good deal. So again, of course, don't miss the fireworks, and we'll talk about that probably next month on the show. But we have our fireworks show on the 4th of July, which is on a Friday over Lake Conroe, and K-Star will be playing music to go along with the show. And of course, we're trying to make it even bigger and better this year. So if you are interested in sponsoring and getting on board with that, just call the chamber office for more details. Otherwise, we have K-Star Country Radio being our host for the Business After Hours on Thursday, June 19th from 5 to 7 p.m. And of course, this is a free event, so free food, free drinks. Just come out and have a good time at K-Star's new location out on 105 in Montgomery. Again, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about our June membership luncheon, where we will be hearing from the head coach of Sam Houston State Football, Casey Keller. So stay with us.
Hi, this is Erica Tullis, Executive Director of the Breast Cancer Charities of America. The Breast Cancer Charities of America is a national nonprofit organization with our headquarters in the Woodlands, Texas. We focus on non-invasive breast cancer research and helping the true patient that is going through breast cancer. Through our Help Now Fund, we help women pay the rent and utilities while going through their breast cancer treatment. It's unlike any other program that truly is out there. We are here to help the woman. Our phone number is 936-231-8460. For more information or to get involved or to even make a donation, please visit our website, www.igopink.org.
You're listening to Lone Star Internet Radio now for your daily weather report. Today is Tuesday, June 3rd, 2014. Today's weather forecast, there's a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms today, partly sunny with a high near 91. Later tonight, it'll be mostly cloudy with a low around 71.
This weather forecast is brought to you by Donna Wick Public Relations. You've seen the billboards? That's right, wicked publicity. Contact them today at 832-326-1965 and visit wickedpublicity.com.
Tune in at 3 o'clock every Wednesday for Aperture and Shutter Speed with me, Tom Moore of TR Moore Photos.
And me, Dick.
If you are an amateur or expert, or if you haven't ever picked up an SLR camera before, Aperture and Shutter Speed is a show for anyone who loves photography and film.
Join the conversation with us by calling in or emailing us your questions. If you want to know what's coming up on Aperture and Shutter Speed, just look up our show page on irlonestar.com or look us up on Facebook.
Join us every Wednesday at 3 p.m. for Aperture and Shutter Speed, and remember,
take your lens cap off.
And we are back with Chamber Chat, the monthly radio show where I, Cassandra Roshan, Director of Membership Development for the Greater Conroe Lake Conroe Area Chamber of Commerce, let you know all about the upcoming events for the month at the Chamber. We are, of course, here with Natalie with Corporate Incentives and Helena with Express Employment. And we just talked all about the business after hours at K-Star Radio in Montgomery out on 105. And this month, our membership luncheon, we are very excited. We're going to be hosting head coach Casey Keller for the Sam Houston State University football team. And so I know both of you are big football fans.
Absolutely.
Right? Mm-hmm. So is it college, pro?
College.
Absolutely college. Those kids play with heart. You know, it's not about the paycheck. It's get out there and do it. I love Saturdays whenever you can just sit there and watch football all day long. That's my fall, is football.
Yeah. I think that's probably most Texans' fall. Yes. Is football. And I feel like down here, college football is a bigger thing, almost than pro. I mean, people are diehards because I'm sure it depends on where you went to school and your
Big
school
time.
pride. So where are both of your alma maters then?
I went to LSU, Louisiana State University.
I was raised in Lubbock, Texas, so I'm a huge Texas Tech Red Raider fan. I did go there, but I didn't finish up my degree from there. I actually finished up at University of Texas at Arlington. Shh, it's my dirty secret.
And now the world knows.
Oh, boy.
So then, are those both of your favorite college football teams?
Absolutely. Yes, indeedy.
Yep, red and black in my house.
Oh, my. And I know that LSU has a pretty big following.
Huge, yeah, especially in this area. I see LSU stickers and, T-shirts all the time, so it's great to see.
So you're able to go to any of the games or anything like
that?
Yeah,
I typically make it back at least once in the season. I went back last year and watched the LSU A&M game. Go Tigers! And it was a lot of fun. It's just always a blast. If you've been, it's a ton of fun.
It's so loud at that stadium, too.
It is.
Oh, wow.
It really is. We've a couple of times set off the Richter scale, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah.
So wear earplugs? Is that what you're telling me?
No. Just
go
go
with
for it. Just scream right along
with the moment.
Yeah.
So are you one of the ones that paints your face and all that stuff?
I never did that even back in college. I would have no problem with it. I bleed purple and gold, so I would definitely paint any part of me of those colors. But no, it's a lot of fun. But I have a lot of respect for the other schools, especially a bunch of the Texas schools. Like I was mentioning to you, Helena, my little sister went to Texas Tech, and my boyfriend's went to UT, and so I have a bunch of Aggie friends. So I really appreciate everybody. I love that the school spirit is, like you mentioned, so rampant in this area, and everyone just loves their school, and that's just, to me, the best thing when you can have someone to cheer for.
Yeah, I had to, when I went back to Minnesota last month, I went back to where I went to school. It's called Augsburg College, a smaller private school. Our football team was horrible. When I was there, at least.
Hey, you had a football team. UTA didn't have a football team. So.
This is true. I should be thankful. And now they're good, of course, now that I'm gone. And I was a cheerleader, so imagine cheering for the losing team. But still, it was fun.
That's fun.
But everyone always has all their, college gear, and so I had to get a coffee mug and the tumbler and everything, so I felt like I could sport my school pride now.
You have to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So then do you go to any of the games, Helena?
I do try. Lubbock is very far.
Yeah.
Very fun.
So we've gone to Austin for those games. We don't play A&M anymore, but that would be a really close one. Last year, I drove up to Dallas whenever they played Baylor.
Oh, wow.
And, we're in a rebuilding time, but we've got
Happens.
a
Just
great coach, Cliff Kingsbury. He was the quarterback whenever I went there.
It's a very cute coach,
He's
too.
so beautiful.
Very attractive.
So that doesn't hurt.
No, not at all. It helps with recruiting, too.
There
So,
you go. That is so funny.
So, but yeah, I try to go back as often as I can. It's just so far.
Yeah.
But if they have a game that's close, we try to make it to it.
Yeah, so you have to go to the away games then if you're going to make it. I do not go to any of my college.
It's a little far.
Games.
It's
a little far for me. Yeah. But would hopefully be able to go back someday. And so I know when Coach Casey comes, he's going to talk about, record and their plans moving forward. Are you guys in the know as far as your schools of, what's to come from their football teams, or you just go and you don't care?
My boyfriend keeps me relatively updated on who's been brought on the team and whatnot. So I think we're going to be actually pretty good. I think we have some good potential this year. I mean, we're kind of always, got a great defense, and it is. So I think we'll be good to go. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, like I was saying, we're rebuilding.
Yeah.
We did lose a couple of our awesome players. Jason Morrow, he went to the NFL. There's a couple of them that we lost, but I have faith that we will be recruiting some really good players, and I look forward to the next season. I'm ready for preseason football. I'm so crazy about it that I found Texas Tech and SMU last weekend on one of the networks, ESPN Classic from last year, and I sat there and watched a game. I was like, I need football.
It's coming. It's coming.
It is coming.
It'll be
It'll be here before we know it.
Because I know that Pro, at least, they started their preseason, voluntary practices and whatnot. So are you guys Texans fans then?
I've only been to one Texans game, and we definitely watch it when it's on. But again, just more of a college football watcher.
Yeah.
I watch both. I'm definitely more of a college fan, but I'm a Texans fan as well as a Saints fan, which I know that sounds really strange.
I love that. That's
but
awesome.
both of those teams, I love them. I love them. I do follow former Tech players, Wes Welker. So so if they had anything to do with Tech, I'm going to watch it.
Yeah.
So that's how you choose your favorite teams.
Well, Texans and the Saints. There's few and far between Tech players on there, but I will watch a game on a weekend if I know, hey, we've got a Tech player.
That's true. Yeah, gotta follow those that you love.
Absolutely.
Well, awesome. Well, again, our membership luncheon will be Thursday, June 26th from 11:30 to 1 at the Chamber office, and our speaker will be head coach for Sam Houston State University football team, K.C. Keller. Definitely will not want to miss that. Registration is now open, so you can go to conroe.org, or you can call the Chamber office at 936-756-6644 to register for that event. And of course, besides all the events that we talked about on the show today, we have several other events going on. Our Business Connect seminar will be Thursday, June 5th from 12 to 2 at the Chamber office, and lunch is provided for that event, so you can call the office or go online to register. And we have our Lunch and Learn workshop with Bruce May on Thursday, June 19th from 11:30 to 1, also at the Chamber office. Free lunch there again, and you can register online or by calling the Chamber office. And then finally, we have Professional Connection on Wednesday, June 25th from 5:30 to 7 downtown at the Corner Pub. This is a free event for members as well, so come mix and mingle. And I just want to thank Natalie and Helena for spending the hour with me. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
And that's all we have for Chamber Chat. I want to thank Natalie and Helena for spending time with me. Until next time, this is Cassandra Roshan with the Greater Conroe Lake Conroe Area Chamber of Commerce.
Hey everyone, this is Tina, your host from Retro Saturdays. I wanted to invite you to visit the Lone Star Studios here in downtown Conroe, Texas. We're all volunteers here, and we need your help in serving the Montgomery County area. Radio media is a fun field to be in. Lone Star Internet Radio serves Montgomery County with news, current events, local programming, and of course, music. If you are interested in volunteering and sharing your talents in media, go to irlonestar.com and let us hear from you. Lone Star Internet Radio, serving Montgomery County from the heart of downtown Conroe.